Okay, things are about to get a little bit complicated. If you watched the timeline video, kind of like that one because I gotta like draw stuff. And normally I would draw stuff in front of you under the document camera. Well, it's a little bit harder to do that with this whole virtual thing. So we're trying to get creative. It's not gonna look quite as cute as it normally would, but that's okay. And my dog is barking, of course. Let me pause this and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I can pause. Just keep going. I'm back. Okay. So this is where we're at in the notes. All right. Um, this is where we last took notes talking about the Neolithic period. I'm sorry, the Neolithic Revolution. Okay. Please remember the Neolithic period, we are still in the Stone Age. At the end of this, we're going to have the Bronze Age, where people discover how to use bronze, a metal. But this all starts in the what? I just almost said the Golden Age. I feel like it's been the longest day ever, y'all, and it's only 3. What? Okay. It starts in the Stone Age. Okay. So remember as well, people have discovered how to farm. Okay. Although their farms are pretty crappy, they're not like ours, they're not modernized. They're just kind of throwing seeds around and hoping it works. Yeah. All right. They also they don't have like a whole bunch of things to farm. They just have like a few grains or whatever. And I mean it's not like they're farming a whole salad. Okay. And they've started domesticating some animals. That's where we're at. Yeah. We need to get civilizations started. Okay, listen. You hear all the time the phrase, "Ugh, they're so uncivilized." That's just rude. That's not any kind of like truth behind it, okay? Because you can have a civilization and be tribal. You can have a civilization and not live in a house. You could be in a tent city and it's still a civilization. All right. To be considered from a historical point of view, to be considered a civilization, you have to have 5 certain things. Some people say 6 because some people throw in art. In my head, art goes with artisans, but some people throw in art. And y'all talked about this, right? In geography, in human geography. I think you dealt with the characteristics of civilizations. I don't know, I don't remember. But if you can just remember these things, you're good to go. Guys, these characteristics are not going away. I tell kids this every single whatever we're in, August. And guess what? They see these characteristics on the semester exam in December. You're going to see these characteristics on this test, okay, which is coming up tomorrow. On this test, you're going to see it on the Mesopotamia test, the Far East test, the Greece test, and the Rome test. You have to know these. It's not going away. Unfortunately, history is not one of those things that you can just learn something and then forget it. Because, gosh darn it, everything builds on everything else. So, the first thing that you have to have in a civilization is a city. Now, it could be a tent city. A city isn't denoted by where you live. The definition of a city is where things are traded. So a little farming community of, I don't know, 2 families could be considered a civilization. Trade occurs. You're like, there's no grocery store. Are they trading? Trade. The purpose of a city is not for a place for you to live. The purpose of a city is trade. We'll see that. But the cities get started because of trade, not because someone settled and said, I'm going to live here. They settled around where they Traded. Huh. Then the second thing you gotta have is an artisan. Okay, look at this word. Because I've had kids in the past that have like fought with me. Miss, that's not how you say it. It's artesian. No, it's artisan. No, it's artesian. Okay, sweet little angels. Sorry. That is artesian. Do you see? Artesian has to do with water, like a water well. Artisan is someone who makes things with his or her hands, like the dressmaker, or like the tool maker, or the weapon maker, or the, I don't know, shovel maker, or the cup maker, or the phone maker, or the jewelry maker. The people who make things with their hands. Okay? Now listen, you're not going to see artisans in any civilization if we're having a food shortage. You're only going to see artisans. Oh, this is in the wrong place. Look. Oops. There we go. You're only going to see artisans if we are good on our food supplies. If we're not good on food supply, everybody stops making whatever they're making and they all are farming. Okay. If we suddenly have a, I don't know, economic crash, everybody stops all the weird stuff they're doing and they start providing food. You have to have an overflow of food or you don't have artisans because there's no money yet. So an artisan is trading the shovel that he made for tomatoes. Okay? That's how they get their food is they make something and then the farmer gives them food. So if you don't have a food if you don't have an overflow of food, you don't have artisans. Food comes first. Then in a civilization, you have institutions. This is always the one that is hardest. Hey, Dad, the dogs are outside. They haven't been out long, but just so you know. Sorry. This is the one that kids have a hard time with. An institution is anything set up for the good of society. The reason kids have a hard time with it is because they try to separate all these things. And they're like, wait, there's only 5 and I have like 10. Economy, government, religion, schools, education, I'm trying to think, medical. Those kind of things are institutions. Prisons, things that are set up for the good of the community. Now, I know what you're thinking. The government is not set up for the good of us. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. We'll talk more about it, especially later. But really, the purpose of government is supposed to be protection, to protect. You're like, they don't protect us. That's your opinion, and you're allowed to have it. But the purpose, the original reason that government was set up, to protect. And we'll get there. I'll talk more about it. But the idea of an institution, it is anything that is set up for the good of society, to help society. Or if you're a little more cynical and conspiracy theorist, to keep society in line, however you want to think of it. Okay? Then you have record keeping. I'm going to talk more about the kind of writing later, okay, honestly, but it's called cuneiform. You will hear people say, what do they say? Cuneiform. Cuneiform or cuneiform. I'm sorry, there was breaking news. It's nothing bad. Same old crap as always. I was just saying what it said. But we also do have pictographs, which I'm going to go into more detail about, but record keeping. Some form of writing, okay? Some form of writing. If you have everything except writing, technically you aren't a civilization. You have to have these 5 things. Then you have technology, okay? People coming up with new ideas. A lot of the time, the artisans and technology kind of go together a lot of the time, because a lot of the time the artisans will come up with the idea and then they make it, okay? But we have new ideas, we have new ways of doing things. If you don't have these five things, cities, artisans, and again, sometimes art is thrown in there, but in my head, art, artisans go together. Cities, art, record keeping, institutions, technology. You do not have a civilization. What if you have everything except technology? No civilization. What if you have everything except a city? No technology. I'm sorry, not a civilization. You gotta have all five. Okie dokie. Five things: cities, artisans, institutions. And I had a kid, record keeping and technology. I had a kid one time come up with a sentence. Can anyone I don't remember what his sentence was. I know he flipped around record keeping and institutions, and it was, can anyone read? I don't know what the I and the T was. So if you can come up with a sentence to help you remember it, cool, share it. Help everybody, okay? But he came up with a sentence, can everyone read something, something, to remember the first four letters? And that's great, whatever works. But I'm telling you, you're gonna need these five things this entire semester. You will see it. It will come up over and over again. It may come up in future sociology classes if you take sociology in the future. So just know characteristics of civilizations, it's not going away. Uh-uh. Okay, look. This is where things are going to get a little weird because I got to draw. This is all theory. We don't know. This is all theory. But this is what the basic theory about how civilizations started goes. Okay, listen. Some group of people didn't get together and say, I'm going to build a city right here. There are planned cities that we will look at, but not this early. Okay, the first civilizations we think were accidents. Hey, big boy. Oh, Jack's here and he's smiling. Come on. Hey, sweetie. Do you want to sit with me? Come here. Oh. This is Jack Jack. He's my parents' dog. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Okay, hi, baby. Okay. So, I don't know if I can draw with Jack on me. Apparently. I'll be back. It's all good. Okay. So, when you have two male dogs, sometimes that happens. Okay. I think I was talking about creation of civilizations. So, anyway, this is going to get a little weird because, like I said, I typically will draw this on the document camera, and I think it's easier because I actually use y'all as examples. But gotta do what we gotta do. This weird COVID thing. So, the theory as to how civilizations began. Okay, guys, once again, I think this is better up here. Please remember, we don't know. It's a theory. What we do think is that people didn't say, I'm going to build a civilization right here. We think it happened kind of accidentally and then just kind of naturally. Okay. Later, we will have planned cities where people actually like grid out the city, but we'll get there. Okay. So let's just say that you have like some group of people up here. Okay. Somewhere. Yeah. and maybe they farm tomatoes. Yeah? And then you have a group of people maybe over here. And maybe they farm, I don't know, carrots. Okay? And then you have a group of people maybe that live down here. And they have grain. And then you have a group of people maybe that live over here. Oops, uh-oh. They live over here. I guess I can't use this corner with my finger. And maybe they farm, I don't know, what do we need? Lettuce. Okay? Now, Bob from the lettuce clan goes out and he's looking for animals. He's roaming, looking for animals. Yeah? And oh my gosh, so is Steve from the Carrot Tribe. Oh my goodness, they meet each other. These are two men from clans who have never met. And they're like holding their spears, like, are you safe? Okay, every year I have the same questions. Miss, what about language? I don't know. I mean, I doubt they speak the same language. What ends up happening, we think, is a trade. This guy is eating a carrot. This guy is eating him some lettuce. And there's a trade. The carrot guy gives some carrot to the lettuce man. The lettuce man gives some lettuce to the carrot guy. And then they go home to their tribe. They're like, hey, check this out. And then their tribe, or clan, I guess is really more accurate, it's like, whoa, that stuff tastes good. We want some of that. So, lettuce man goes back. And he's like, where was that guy? Where was that guy? Where was that guy? This is the farthest I've ever been. Where was that guy? Where was that guy? Oh, I found him. Okay. We think at some point a trade stand is created. A little marketplace, a little trade stand where we're going to trade carrots and lettuce. Meanwhile, the same exact thing is happening up here with people meeting up. Okay? Accidentally. It's not on purpose, it's accidentally. They're like, whoa. And we think trade is occurring. Why? Because that's what we do. You're like, no, it is. It's what we do naturally. You trade a seat in your car to go to lunch for, I don't know, something. Okay? We trade things. Well, we think more of those little places pop up. Okay? And then guess what happens? Bob meets Jill. Jill is from the carrot tribe. Bob is from the lettuce tribe. And it's like love at first sight. So, Bob and Jill build a house. Here. It's not a trade, it's a house. And now Bob and Jill live here because Bob works at the Trade Mart right here. Okay? We think that's happening elsewhere too. Other clans are coming together and building houses in between maybe some of the trade centers. Well, eventually, this trade center finds out about this trade center all the way over here, and they're like, dude, it is too far to go all the way from one end to the other. So here's what happens. Town square. These predominantly are markets, trade centers. These on the outskirts are predominantly houses. Out here, Out here, out here, and out here, we have our farmland. We have a city now. It's all about trade. And we have our little center right here. Yeah. Well, maybe Jill, Bob's wife, she doesn't really like farming. She hates farming. She likes making clothes. And she's like, you know what? I can make clothes for everybody. Y'all just trade me food and I'll make you nice clothes. So she builds her little clothes place. Over here, we have, I don't know, Rob, who builds his weapons store. Over here, we have Flint, who builds his dog food store. Okay. And what we end up with is more stores and artisans now. People who aren't farming, who aren't hunting, but they're actually building places to sell their stuff, whatever it is they make. Okay. Well, this guy steals from this guy. Well, there's no government. So this guy goes back and kills this guy's wife. And then this guy goes and kills this guy's dog. I just changed colors so it might be easier to follow. And then this guy goes and kills this guy's whole family. And then this guy retaliates and kills this guy's whole family because that was his best friend. And finally, somebody stands up and goes, "You guys stop it. Y'all can't treat each other this way." Everybody says, "Why?" Who says? I say. Who are you? I speak for the great ball of fire in the sky. He told me to tell you to stop. He did. Oh my gosh. The next thing we know, that's a castle. We have a king. What? The next thing we know, that's my church. We have a church. We're worshiping the great sun, and we have a king. Those are institutions. Oh. Well, the king is having some problems with this guy down here paying his taxes. He's like, dude, you haven't paid your taxes. Dude down here's like, yes, I have. Prove it. So the king goes to, his right-hand man, Freya. He says, Freya, I need a way to keep up with who has paid taxes and who hasn't. Freya says, I got you. I have an idea. Freya, I'll switch colors so you can keep up with it, comes up with a way of writing. Ooh, cool. A way that she can go here and say, yes, you have paid your taxes. Yes, 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 no. And if you haven't paid your taxes, you're going to prison. Prison. Now we have record keeping. You naturally have technology as, this guy right here is like, man, I sure wish I had something to like pull all of my stuff with. I mean, it'd be really cool to have this thing. Let me think, yeah. And maybe my horse could pull it. That's my horse. Here. That's my horse. Yeah. Maybe my horse could pull it. I can put all my stuff on it. This is all my stuff. Oh. Well, a wheel's a good idea. You naturally have technology where you have artisans. It's normal. You naturally have technology where you have farming. It's normal. They kind of go hand in hand. The writing gets really cool too. I'm trying to think of some of the letters and I can't think of any of them. Oh, this is my favorite one. You're like, those aren't letters? Yeah, they are. Oh, this is one of them right here. Oh, except it's kind of weird, but that's okay. Guys, look at this holy mess, man. It all kind of happened by accident. It all kind of happened naturally, but it's a civilization, it's a city. Do you see how these things get going? Look at some of this. Oh. Oh, I can't make this picture bigger. Ah, sheesh, man. Sorry, I usually try to get pictures that I can make bigger, but this one I can't. Okay, so look. I don't want to use that picture, it's too small. Hmm. Okay, look at this picture. This is actually your next unit, but that's okay. Um, what I'm about to show you, okay? Well, let me show you here. On this right here, you have Europe, all right, Africa, and then you have the Middle East, right? This right here that's yellow, that's really small, I want you to see it. This right here that's yellow, in this picture, it's right here, okay? The oldest civilizations start popping up down here. Sumeria, the city of Ur, down here. But we also have another really important city right here, somewhere in this area. It is spelled like this. I didn't put it. That's okay. Spelled like this. I don't want jewelry. Why is jewelry there? Okay. In America, you will most often see it spelled like that. Okay. You will also see it spelled quite often like this. And you'll hear people say it Katal Huyuk, or I have to think, I can't even remember how people say it. I learned at Katal Huyuk. I can't remember the way you'll hear it.
Çatalhöyük, Turkey.
Okay. Chatal Huyuk.
Çatalhöyük, Turkey.
Chatal Huyuk. Okay. Oh. Okay, so it's right in here. It's one of the earliest cities. Okay, the earliest are here. But this one's great. It's a great case study because there's been so many awesome artifacts and it's still happening like right now. Okay, my pictures. So let's look at some of this stuff from Katahayuk. Okay, this right here is a computer generated picture of what we think Katahayuk probably looked like. Okay, it's just a bunch of buildings piled on. And look, there's not really any streets. You see that? And look, yes, people hung out on their roofs. Yes, absolutely. Here you see farmland on the outside. You see animals like um, ranchers and stuff, shepherds and stuff out here on the outside. And look what the city is built on. Almost all of these early cities are built close to or right on water, rivers usually. That's why they're called river valley civilizations. Okay, that's what we think it looked like. The actual archaeological site of Catalhoyuk looks like this. It's in the middle of the desert, so it is covered to keep people cool. These are some of the, like you're seeing walls here. The roofs are gone, but you see walls here. These are walls of buildings. Look at there. Cave painting, art. What's important to Catalhoyuk? Animals. And the bull is going to be one of the early like animal gods as well. To a lot of these early peoples. Art. More art. These are all found at Catalhoyuk. It's men and animals. People tend to draw or paint what's important to them. Animals. So we have hunting. That's what you're seeing here. Looks like they're dancing, but they're hunting. Pottery. Who makes the pottery? Artisans. And look, you can tell by this one down here especially, like it's all handmade and it's crafted. It's not like just quick and thrown together. I mean, it was their livelihood. It's what they did for a living. You can tell on this one right here. There's some beautiful designs here. All this stuff has been dug up at Catalhoyuk. I lost my arrow again, didn't I? Here we go. Here's another piece of pottery. Artisan work. More artisan work. These are jewelry. This is jewelry found from Catalhoyuk. I don't know. Top of my head. One of the oldest cities in the world, 7,500 BC. So that's 9,000 years ago, you guys. Whoa. Oh, why do I keep going to that? I can delete this. I keep going to my cool drawing. There we go. A wheel. We don't know who actually invented the wheel. We just know kind of sort of when it was invented. Around 10,000 BC, which is around when they discovered farming as well. In Catalhoyuk, by the way, around 10,000 BC is when they discovered farming. Look at Catalhoyuk State. Interesting. Here's a wheel being dug out by an archaeologist. Here's a stone wheel. Pictographs. I don't want to deal with this right now. Well, I guess I should, because it'll be under test. I'd rather deal with this in the next unit, but that's okay. Pictographs are different from cuneiform writing. This one right here, cuneiform. Cuneiform is not a pictograph. A pictograph is a picture depicting what it is. So like, if you see this, it's a picture of rain. This is a picture of snow. Here, war, you have arrows. Okay, pictographs are showing you pictures of what they are. Boy, girl, dancer, mountains, river. Okay, now these are Native American pictographs. But I mean, the turtle looks like a turtle. The eagle looks like an eagle. The fish looks like a fish. Look at many fish. So that's what a pictograph is. It's a picture of what it means. If I'm writing the word cup, I'm going to draw a cup. If I'm writing the word phone, I'm going to draw a phone. That's not what cuneiform is. Cuneiform writing is actual writing, like alphabetic writing. You're like, no, that's a picture. No, that's writing. Okay. This right here, I don't want to deal with this right now. I don't know why it's really part of this. Cuneiform writing is going to be on your test. It's writing that is not pictographs, but I don't want to go into like a lot of detail with the description of this until we actually get to the civilizations. Go back, prehistory, pictures. That's what I thought. Yeah, all these pictures. See, starting right here, under my head right here, with the pictograph, all of these pictures right here should be in the next unit. That's what I thought. They're in the wrong place. So anyway, that's it, man. You have to know the 5 characteristics of civilizations. I promise you it's not going away. Cities, artisans, institutions, record keeping, and technology. It's not going away. You have a test tomorrow.